gonna get official right now? Ready to get official?
Man, we in here.
All right, so breathe deep. Good morning, Reem. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Chief. Good
morning.
Ready
to start this thing?
Man, ready? You ready?
Good morning. I love how you told me like last night we're doing a podcast this morning.
Yeah.
With like absolutely no preparation.
Cause we gotta get in while I got time. Right now we got about another 3 hours. We gotta make it happen. We gotta get
literally on the fly. All right, here we go. Well, just the other day you called me, literally on the fly from the airport, and we're like, oh, by the way, they're announcing the Skateboard Hall of Fame today.
Yep.
So you're in there. First, I saw you were the first name announced.
Yeah, they blessed me.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Muska.
It's funny that, Muska had to make that big, movement last year because it's like, obviously, right? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it's like, some people ask me like, how do I feel about it? And I'm like, shit, I still accept it. You know what I mean? I know I definitely deserve it. But it's dope that actually it's like now he set a stage for like the future kids to be able to say, something though.
Right.
If I don't, what I mean? If I know I ain't right there and somebody else deserve it,
Right.
Speak on it, you know what I mean? So.
Right. Muska, I feel like last year set a great example for a lot of us.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, in these situations, first of all, what he had to say was honest. He said pretty much everything I did, he had kind of done before me and actually helped and showed me. So why would I get it before him? So logically, that held up.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was.
And even without the Black Lives Matter stuff and the George Floyd stuff and all
it
the
was
other racial
honestly,
stuff,
he did it genuinely, because I told you, he called me after and was like, yo, Reem, I hope you're not upset.
He called you after, that's the key.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like he was like, yo, Reem, I'm going to do this. He was like, he did it after, and then by the time, because I'm waking up from it, and he's like, yo, Reem, like.
You're waking up from it. You're literally always waking up from everything.
Yeah.
You're waking up on the Hall of Fame.
So it was kind of, one of those things that where he just was like, and I was like, I didn't care, you know what I mean? But I thought it was just like very real, you know what I mean? It was like, let you know who your real friends is.
I mean, all respect in the world to Muska for that.
Muska.
And it was honest though.
Yeah.
It was honest. It seemed like it was authentic. It was very from the heart, and it seemed honest. So I don't know if they got to do an actually induction ceremony last year because of COVID. Are you guys going to do that all together this year, or do you know anything?
Yeah, they're speaking on something like I think around November 12th or something like that. So we're going to tear it up. I'm
looking at the list of previous inductees, which, by the way, this year's inductees, I only recognize like 3 names.
Oh.
But Mike Smith I can appreciate because I'm assuming that's Smith Grimes, right? Like Mike Smith.
Yeah.
At least the front side
Mike
Smith Grimes. Right, Mike Vallely, of course. Billy Ruff, which I can appreciate as well. Yeah. But previous inductees, just to put this thing in context about the Skateboarding Hall of Fame, right? So we've got Mark Gonzalez, Matt Hensley, yes, of course, right?
Ray Barbie's going he's for 2020, so he'll be coming out.
They put like a retroactive Ray Barbie, like they try to stick him in there after the fact, or what happened?
Nah, I mean, I just think it was more or less like kind of one of those things that they're just doing the 2020 now and 2020 together.
Right, well obviously Ray Barbie should deserve to be, I mean he is one of the founding fathers of street skateboarding, obviously.
No, he is the truth.
Obviously, right? Yeah. And went on to be a great artist and a great human being. And you guys were all on that ESPN thing with the T-Bar and all that.
He's the beast.
He was the main dude, but I mean...
That's who I looked up to, you know what I mean?
Well, as you should.
So it's like it's a
as
trail
we all
effect.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw him more or less dancing down the street, it was like, it changed my life and everybody else's life who was trying. Now we knew how to dance, right?
Yeah. And he looked like a skateboard gangster to me, so he had the flannel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, all the credit to Stacy Peralta and those guys for actually recognizing at that time, because they had to have like the ability to recognize what the true talent and what the innovation was at that moment. Along with Guy Mariano, who's also on this list of inductees, Cardiel, Costin, Tony Hawk, obviously, Day-One.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you're joining, D-Way, obviously
Sassard.
Rodney Mullen.
Rodney, always. Right. Rodney should be on there like 5 times.
Really? Because there's not a trick that we do that he didn't, like figure out somewhere.
He should literally, like, every time someone's inducted, it should be like...
I always think, like, Rodney Mullen is sort of like, well, I mean... Yeah, but I mean, you know, for me, you know, coming from a science background too, he's almost like the Isaac Newton. Like he had to invent like physics. He had to invent first of all calculus, and then physics to like, and then he's into physics, so it's cool. So shout out to Rodney, and you know I still want to have
Rodney,
that's my ultimate. I want to have Rodney on.
You're the man.
Yeah. So I mean, wow, man, Skateboard Hall of Fame, man. I mean, that's kind of dope. I mean, I don't know who the rest of those people were. There's like 20 other people that are these other names, so.
Yeah, they were just before our time, but I guess, you know what I mean, now they're in the Hall of Fame, so I guess we're all going to start looking them up, so.
Yeah, we're going to look them up.
That's one thing, yeah.
I saw a couple females on the squad.
Yeah, do their research, you know. Now it's like,
yes.
Look it up.
Yes.
Look me up too, though. Make sure. Out of sight, out of mind. Nah. It don't work over here.
All right. So as this event approaches and you actually get inducted, I'm sure we're going to follow up with this thing, and there's probably going to be some sort of events around it or whatever.
My birthday on the 14th, so you know it's going to be turn up.
Oh my God, Scorpio, you freaky ass. Here we go. All right. This guy, oh my God, that's a different rating on that podcast. We're gonna switch. Keep it moving.
I know y'all ready. I know y'all ready.
So I know you're about to jump on a plane, but recently, you know, I know you've been jumping on a lot of planes, and your passport's been fired up pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you were out with. Well, you and Shotty went out to Estonia.
Yeah, we went to Estonia, Tallinn for the simple session contest, which that was insane.
Right.
Yeah. It was kind of like a wild trip because I jumped off the plane in Helsinki, Finland, and just ran around for like a few hours.
Yeah.
Because I was going to take a ferry over there, and then I was like, nah. So I went and jumped back on my plane, but it was dope. You know, I ran into like Lizard King, Duncan, Jake Wooten, David Gabet. Like, it was like everybody was kind of out there, you know what I mean? Diego. Mm-hmm. Me and Diego kicked it hard.
It's fun though, right? Like when you're with the crew, you wouldn't necessarily have so much in common with, but once you're overseas in some other part of the world, you have a lot in common with them.
Oh yeah. Everybody's like, my brother.
Who do you know?
It's like you just listen for a conversation. Oh wait, he speak English. Come on. I'm jumping in your cab.
It's fun how like
because it was like Dave Duncan. He was like, you know, he's the Godfather, so he was like. We were just all running behind him, so it was like, it was a Duncan. So
Double D was out here doing his thing.
Double D was running it. Yeah.
And all the respect in the world out there.
Double D is a beast. He's a beast.
He's the truth. This skateboard life is so real.
Oh my God, he's living true.
Yeah. I saw the next thing on the circuit was like the Utah situation.
Oh yeah, Salt Lake City.
Right, and not only was it Street League, but Tony Hawk, who was our first and only guest so far.
Sir. I know.
I promise we're going to have some other guests, but anyway.
In time.
But was it? It's called Vert Alert, right? It was, and he sort of, because Tony's got to be probably like, man, why wasn't Vert in the Olympics? I mean, to me, it seems like he's kind of setting up a situation, like a standardized situation that goes along with Street League, because Street League is almost how they ran the Olympic situation.
Yeah.
Kind of modeled
off that,
right?
Set up,
Yeah. So if he puts, Vert Alert kind of like along with that, I mean, that seems like a pretty smart move.
Yeah, and I mean, you're doing it with Tony, so Tony's gonna be the right representative to be able to show you the correct way and say, hey, you know something, though? Put us in there. Make sure we in there. You know what I mean? First and foremost.
So you guys were all out there together, and
Christian, Cab, I mean, Jason Ellis, it was like...
Right. So they have like a Legends level, then they have like the here and now guys and girls.
Bob Burnquist. I mean, it was like, it was so intense. It was great. Yeah.
So was it, I mean, wow. And I mean, you're just, were people kind of surprised to see you in Utah?
Oh, you know, I just pop up out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it was just like, it was just kind of one of them spur of the moments because Mickey Papa was in it, so I was like, and I had just got back from Estonia, so I was like, and then next thing you know, it's like, all right, fuck it, let's go peep it out.
So you would, I mean, so technically, your the professional hat you were wearing at that moment was like action. You were looking out for your action team rider who was in Street League.
Yeah.
Because of Mickey.
Yeah, because of Mickey, you know what I mean? And then just going to check out, that was my first Street League too, so it was like...
Oh, really?
And then I'm being able to see the legends, so it was like, I slide in at the right time.
When you show up at the Vert event and you see all these guys like Lance Mountain and Chris, like how do they act? What do they say?
Just mad love. I mean, everybody trip out because, it's like, they don't even understand how we have such a close relationship. So it's like when everybody see each other, it's just like, oh my God, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm a fan of theirs, and you know what I mean? It's just like a love thing. So.
But they were the guys when you were this little guy, and they were a fan of you when you were a fan of them, but they were looking at you like they knew, and they kind of helped and cultivated
you.
Yeah,
most of them helped me in some kind of way. Like, I mean, I've stayed at a lot of people's houses. They picked me up. They slid me a little couple dollars to help me out. Like, I mean, Christian Soy, I stayed at his crib for like a while, you know what I mean? He helped to bring me up, send me all over. I mean, Tony, all of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So here's Kareem showing up at the Vert event, and like it's just like it's.
But
funny
it was like
because
all the basically all the pros and everybody. We all just went and watched it. So it was like it was just Zion. It was everybody.
Right.
So we were just like kind of going amp. You know what I mean?
So I mean, I know that must have been a fun like family reunion scenario, but what about Street League, because that's gonna have those younger cats. Who you don't have that long-standing relationship with.
Yeah. It was like some of them, it was like just building it right then and there, you know what I mean? Because I've been a fan of like watching them, through the internet and stuff like that.
Right.
And and it was just like to see certain cats just getting down, you were just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, and you're just like, you're rooting for them, you know what I mean? And then it's like, and people would think like, damn, you've been on them forever, and it's like, nah, I just met Alex, you know what I mean?
Alex Miller,
yeah, I just met him, you know what I mean? But he was just, anybody you see that's skating good, you're gonna, pump them up, you know what I mean?
Right.
And,
so if I recall right now, forgive me if I get this wrong, Gustavo finally won a contest. That guy is amazing. That guy is amazing.
Oh, when I say he was murdering it, I mean, literally everybody was so really pretty much on point. Right. And it just came into that last minute, last hour. You know what I mean? And I understand that, like, it takes time before you got to go back to doing that trick, and your adrenaline is going up and down by the time they get back to you for your second run, and you know what I mean? And just to kick off. So it was like, but I mean, just to watch them through practice and everything else, skateboarding got it now.
Did it have you feeling some kind of way within yourself?
Man, I was amped. I was like, I got thirsty. You know what I mean? I had to
get you sparked?
Man, I was so gassed up.
Nice.
So gassed up.
So Nigel got second, right? And then who got third? Alex Midler. Okay. So was that your first time meeting those guys?
Alex was, you know what I mean? Nigel I met, a bunch of times. Gustavo, that was my first time too. You know what I mean? So it was just, it was just fan on fan. You know what I mean? We just fanned out. You know what I mean? Right. But it was just dope. Like they were just.
But you also got to meet the girls who were competing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I met Rhea. She was.
You mean Risa, aka Heisa? I think.
Well, you know, the Nicklet way is gonna be.
You're gonna say how you gonna say it.
I saw A or.
Well, I don't know. So I guess in Portuguese, R is an H, so it's like I think they say Heisa.
Heisa.
It's not like I'm an expert in this. I don't know, but how do you say it?
I'm gonna call it a little bit. Little bit was killing it. Little bit is a murderer. Yeah, she was.
For real, right?
God, yo.
I saw you put that photo up with her.
Yeah.
So what was funny is that so many of the people that we mentioned in the last podcast that had to do with, talking about the Olympics, you were just with. You, like, starting with Risa, or whatever you like to call it, little bit.
Little bit, yeah.
Because you had a photo with her.
Yeah, I mean, her, Nija, I mean, shit. Actually, something? Chief of Staff.
Really?
Chris Roberts.
I saw that. He put it up and you put it up.
Yeah. As soon as I was like, oh, snatch that up. Yeah. I ain't seen my brother in a while yet, so. Yeah,
that's real cool.
Good. Yeah, it was like, you know what I mean? It was so many different family reunions, so it was dope to see him.
They're surprised to see you, aren't they? Like in all places like Salt Lake, they probably weren't. Why are you intentionally like that? Like, I'll have something set up and you're coming and you literally won't text me back, and so I'll assume you're not coming, and then you show up and you're all prepared. Like, why do you do this to people?
So it's no expectations. Like, fuck, that nigga's a flake. Then it pop up like
the art of no expectations.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
so warning, 9 Club and everybody out there, he might ghost you up to the last minute and then show up totally prepared.
Like this, you're not ready?
You won't be ready, but he'll be ready and he'll have you feeling like you're the weird ones.
Oh, you already got somebody coming in? I didn't know.
Why'd you bump my slot? Like, I was coming the whole time. Ghost. The ghost of Reem.
Hey, 7:59, you said 8 o'clock, I'm here.
But hold on a second, because, I mean, I know, okay, so going back to last time, we had mentioned a lot of people. You saw Niger, we talked about Niger. And Niger was back in America, which I assume he was back on his medicine, his green, his
he
trees.
Was murdering him,
He got second, so he's back in fine form.
Oh,
so the Olympic thing we can chalk up to him not having his medication.
Yeah, his trees, yeah.
He didn't have his medication.
Was,
and by the way, he looked
he's
dope
like a magnet on this board, like.
Yeah, I mean, if he's on, there's no touching him. But I mean, you know what? Just the other night was the Met Gala, so you know, me being somebody into shit like that,
super
I gotta
fresh,
say,
super clean. You know
I mean, I gotta give that man credit.
Yeah. Skateboarding, see where we at. You know what I mean? You could go tell your parents.
Right.
Mama, I could be at the Met Gala. You know what I mean? I could be with Nicki Minaj, Rihanna.
But in our second podcast, you actually told the tale about being with Denzel at like the Grammys or the Oscars or some shit like that too. I remember that one.
Yeah, GQ.
So you were the first one to do it, but nevertheless, shout out to Niger for that and everything else. And I hope he comes on the show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get him.
Yo, let's get him on the show. Also, Letitia.
We gotta ask him about some of his tats, because I saw his tats is pretty dope too.
Really?
He got some pretty insane tats.
Really? You think they have meaning, or they're just like?
Yeah, I think they do, because of the way you can see how he kind of got them placed. Yeah, I think they.
Okay. We'll have to cover that too. We'll see if this young man has depth, right? We'll see what kind of depth levels he has. But you have to have depth to survive out here in this fucking crazy world. I mean, obviously when you're on the top, I mean, you have to develop some depth, or you're not going to stay there very long, right?
Nah, I know. You know, he's built.
Yeah, for sure.
You can see it in him. He's built.
And those of you who got there and didn't have the depth, you had to develop the depth quickly.
Or
you're going to go to the depths. You're going to be in the depths.
Spit right out. I was just winning a minute ago.
That's too funny. So many of the people that we had just mentioned on that Olympic, podcast, you just ran into. And so what I'm hoping is a lot of those people are going to be willing to be on the show. You know what I mean?
We're going to get everybody. I'm telling you. I'm going to harass you. I'm going to pop up at the contest at your skate run. No, I'm joking. But we'll do it.
But what about Letitia? You said something about Lake Havasu or something like that?
Yeah. She's living out towards over there, and she's living it up. You know, her, Lisa, and all of the girls over there.
Brazilian girls?
The squad, yeah, you know what I mean?
Wow.
They doing wakeboarding, all kind of crazy stuff, yeah. We got to get her on it.
So we got to go out there, we got to like be in shape, because we're going to
have to go, yeah.
Okay. I'm not wakeboarding, bro.
I'm hearing it, yeah.
I'm staying on the boat.
I'm doing it all.
Yeah. You are crazy. You will do it all. But what else is going on, though? Because I know you're about to go catch a plane. I know you guys had an ad just come out in Thrasher, a 4-page spread, I think.
Yeah, I did a 4-page and Thrasher for Action, so yeah, that came out beautiful.
You feeling good about how Action's going?
Man, it's going beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't complain. You know, I'm always in that hustle game.
Well, I like these high tops right here just for what it's worth, so.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man.
Promo, see that plug? You can have it too. Subscribe, send a DM to Ghetto Bird Show. No.
Well, shout out to the 9 Club. I hope you go do it soon.
Nah, we're gonna get that knocked out.
How about Chris Roberts come be on our show? How about that? Can he do our podcast?
We could do that too.
Can we do an exchange here?
Can it be like a barter system? Hey, barter system.
Can we do like a witness exchange or like a little prisoner exchange kind of situation? All right. So let's wrap this thing up. I know you gotta hop on another plane.
Get my smoke on first, though. Gotta get my smoke on. You keep forgetting. Gotta get my smoke on first.
Let's give the listeners a little bit of a heads up about what they might have to look forward to. I mean, is there anything on the horizon that you know about?
I mean, right now, for me, I gotta shoot to LA, take care of a couple of things with the squad.
Yeah. Second Sundays has been happening. I've been seeing
I did
that.
Second Sundays in Long Beach, and I went insane. So shout out to Pharmacy and everybody over there.
Yeah.
And then, I got some stuff lined up for some video stuff, and then be on my way back this way. But
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on at 4 Down?
Well, at 4 Down, you know, we've got the concrete part coming together outside, indoor, outdoor. And we've got
I seen the Instagram you shot.
Yeah, and you know, I specifically designed the outdoor street course to be like a Kareem Campbell special. I've got all your classic setups, and I expect to see all the classic tricks. So hopefully our viewers and our watchers can look forward to, you know, we should actually do a podcast there here pretty soon, actually from the location.
As soon as we get it done.
Yeah, for sure. And then on top of that, I know Mike Crum. You know,
yep, Crumb Cakes.
Yeah, Crum is there. And I think he's even been talking to Dave Duncan, maybe Tony Hawk, about bringing a vert alert to us.
That will be it. That will be.
Because, you know, we got the Dickies vert ramp. Shout out to Dickies, by the way. Just launched a new skateboard line, the Dickies SB, and we did the wear test for them. They came out with the first signature line is Jamie Foy, who you just saw
that's
at
my
Street
boy.
League.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And
man, he's so insane.
He is
when he
insane.
locks in, oh my God. Yeah.
I know, to sit on the front crooks and it's just like all day. Yeah, it's cool because, I mean, you know, we're all these worlds just keep colliding. I think we have a lot of fun things to look forward to. For the podcast, I know some of these names that we just dropped. I'm hoping a lot of these people are going to want to come on.
Yeah, we're gonna knock them out. So.
And when it comes to the 9 Club, try to leverage your vast celebrity so that your co-host can come with you, okay?
Can I put him in the suitcase?
I mean, I got a lot of stories that he might not bring up, and shit I know. So you know, I mean, I could actually be a tool for you guys.
That might not be fair.
I know, but I mean, we're going in on you on that one. I mean, because we've been holding back a lot of stories, though.
Because I know they got some, so we're gonna see. But at the same time, I might need you to be there to help me out, to root me. You know what I mean?
But there's certain stories we've actually not gotten into because I know you're kind of saving those. You know, they want to ask.
You're gonna make them think too much. All right. So guess what? You know what I mean? Ghetto Bird Show, we here. You already see. Quick one. I gotta get on out of here because he fucking up my time right now.
Shout out to Rick. Thank you, Rick.
Shout out to Rick. Yeah, always a beast. You know what I mean? We're doing it.
Yeah. Shout out to Edmar, our brother.
Yes.
And Tiago and everyone who supported Edmar. Thank you so much for that.
Blessings.
You know what I mean? Shout out to our boy Wilkes, who just got out recently. 10 years. He's back out.
See? That skate life can happen in many ways.
Yeah, but we stick together. We stick together, you know what I mean? So shout out to everybody who makes everything happen.
Peace. I gotta go smoke now. Yeah, fuck.